right, good afternoon, Waycross family. Hope everybody's doing well. This is your city update. Should have been your city update, second one this month. Unfortunately, we had some competing events and we weren't able to do the first one. As a reminder, we try to conduct these the first and fourth thirds of each month, normally at lunchtime, and sometimes we'll do it in the afternoon around 5 if that works for our citizens. So before I begin, I only have a few topics, and then I'll kind of try to answer some questions in the chat. But before I begin, on behalf of the commission and the mayor, we just want to send our blessings, well wishes, and prayers to our families in Waycross who have faced recent tragedy um, in many ways. So life is short, life is a blessing. We ask everybody to just remember that and to continue to pray for each other and watch out and care for each other. With that, I'll kind of go into my topics, and I'll start with the topics I always kind of talk about, and I'll hit some new areas here that we have some Facebook requests on, and I have some feedback. Now, with this feedback, it is pre-decisional because I have not briefed the commission yet. So once I brief the commission, they still have to decide if they want to take that course of action. But they did have me to do some homework on certain areas, which I'll share with you today. And then at the next commission meeting, they should be on an agenda. And from there, you might get some answers, some feedback on those particular areas. So, as always, we're going to start with safety. I talk about this all the time. Again, Waycross, please slow down. Watch out for your neighbors as you're driving. Just be safe out there. Our speeding is still up. Accidents are still up. And some of those accidents or those fines come from running red lights, running stop signs, for whatever reason. So again, please slow down and obey all traffic posted signs as well as lights. It's important. It's about saving lives. So again, we need your help on that. For whatever reason, we continue to struggle in that area, but we need your help on that. Next, I want to talk about some fire concerns, and we're up on house fires again this year. I'm not sure why that is, but we had an uptake on house fires, and I just want to make sure everybody remembers or knows that you can get on the fire department. If you contact the fire department, they will come inspect your homes for your smoke detectors, and in some cases, they will replace your smoke detectors if you can't do it yourselves. But what we're finding out right now, a lot of the house fires could have been prevented had they had a working smoke detector or a fire alarm. So that's very important to know. So again, check your batteries out. Do it today if you can. And if you need assistance, especially our more elderly population, just contact the fire department and they come out doing a home inspection for you and replace those smoke detectors or fire detectors. Traveling, again, we do have people coming through Waycross that might not be familiar with some of our stop signs. We recognize some of them might be hard to see in some cases, as well as some of our crossings or intersections. They might have blind spots because we already passed through for many highways. I just asked it again, watch out for each other and just know sometimes don't make any assumptions that people are following the rules the right way. Because it's traveling, what it is vacation season. So a lot of people are traveling. Just watch out for each other on that again. Weather. We are fully into hurricane season. As you know, August is when everything kind of started last year. We've done a lot of prep work. We've had several prep meetings that we've kind of put out information for citizens to kind of get prepared for. Hope everybody had a chance to watch some of those meetings. They are on our YouTube page. I think some are still on our Facebook page. They haven't came down yet. But check that out, please. A lot of great information from our public safety people here in the city, and then some of our key stakeholders here in the city. So just check that out. And again, we're in hurricane season already. Do your prep, do your prep, do your prep. We want everybody to be safe this year. Although we cannot predict what the weather will be like, we can predict how we will respond. So we've done some staging and a couple of rehearsals as far as the city's response. So I am confident that we will have a great response if need be. If we had adverse weather, but at the same time, just to reiterate, like some things you need to do, have that petty cash on hand, get some canned foods. Go ahead right now and get your gas filled. They say the gas lasts from about 60 to 90 days, optimal, so you can use it after the fact, but get your gas cans filled right now. Just in case for whatever reason you're out of power. So get your gas cans filled up, buy your batteries, get your battery operated radios, flashlight, things of those natures. Make sure you have proper contact with your loved ones, especially our more elderly citizens. And just get prepared as best you can right now while you can. We don't want to wait until day one of the storm and then try to get out and get prepared. As we learn in both hurricanes and tropical storm situations, there's no way to tell then if the store is going to be open, if you're going to be able to get gas or anything like that. So please, please, please go ahead and prepare right now um, if you can. Next thing I want to talk about, and I was on Facebook talking to a few citizens, and I know there's a big concern in a particular area, and that's on Silly Boulevard. And I want to say Morning Star. I mean, your Morning Drive. And it's the large freight trucks that come through the residential area. So I had a meeting with the team, and again, this is pre-decisional. I have to brief the commission to decide what direction they want to take. But we did listen to some of your ideas about addressing this problem. Of course, more police presence will always make things better. But we only have so many police cars that can be out at so many spaces during the day. I will try to make sure we have police cars monitoring that area more frequently as far as the trucks. But that's not the total solution. What we're gonna do on the city side, I'm gonna reach out to all the companies that offload into our water and sewer treatment plant and inform them that we want them to enter and leave by Plant Avenue whenever possible. Now, granted, depending where they're coming from, if the train's there, of course, they might not be able to do that. But that's going to be our first thing. I'm going to actually send them a letter out next week and give them 45 days to kind of adjust because they have new drivers coming in, every couple of weeks. And that way those organizations can kind of get their people in line and hopefully follow the new guidance. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Again, we're going to have requested all vehicles over that certain amount of tonnage and wheel axles use Plant Avenue to enter and leave the waterways treatment plant. And that should address the majority of those trucks because we have, for the most part, we have a POC for all those vehicles. So I don't anticipate that being a problem with contacting them and kind of telling them why we're doing this. And in my letter, what you see presented to the commission at the next meeting, it's going to explain to them about the damage that those large trucks do to our streets. Also the safety issues with the speeding and other things. So I feel like this is the first step, addressing this. And then from there, I will look at, more police presence and fees and fines for breaking those rules as far as weight amounts in those particular areas. So we did take your opinions into consideration, and we always like feedback from our citizens, and it's appreciated. And like I said, once again, you are adding to the solution. And although it won't totally fix the problem, it's going to be the first step forward in fixing it. And we'll see how it goes from there. And once this goes into effect, like I said again, it'll be 4 to 5 days before it goes into effect. I'll be monitoring how many trucks come through that area and just making sure that they're keeping their word and we're keeping our word as far as entryway there. So that being said, if you have any other ideas about that, let us know. I did look into as far as the speeding, in particular the big trucks. We have, once you come down Silly Boulevard, they're gonna have those 2 lights, and then they're gonna hit 3 stop signs. So I don't think necessarily speeding bumps are the issue. It's more just having the trucks as far as the weight down that area. So you won't be seeing these speed bumps go particularly in that area right now as an option. But like I say, we're gonna try first the communications piece, let them know what's going on, and then the enforcement policy, and then we'll kind of go from there. And again, if you got any other suggestions that you think might be better, just reach out and let us know. All right. Hey, so we just had a resource fair. It started at 10. I think it's over right. Should be over with where it's over with now. And they're gonna shortly start the job fair. And I just want to highlight both of these events. First of all, the resource fair was kind of geared to outreach programs for our citizens that might be having issues in any capacity. It could be unhoused citizens, It could be unhoused children, anybody with medical issues, drug dependency, any of those things. We have a plethora of resources available to you. And today was our first day, excuse me, our first day of trying to bring all those resources together so you can kind of get a feel for what they are. The one thing I'll take away from that, um, a lot of those resource centers, they are only so deep and they need volunteers. So if you want to volunteer to help out these outreach programs, please reach out to Mr. Simmons. He's going to spearhead these events, and he'll put you in touch with those organizations providing those outreach resources to our citizens. Had a great turnout. We had quite a few citizens attend. Got some immediate assistance right there on the spot, so I'm grateful for that. And hopefully, I don't know the frequency right now, how many times we'll do this. In my head right now, it's probably going to be quarterly, but I'm going to sit down and talk to the team. If we need to do it more, then we will. We just need the community support to be there. I know there was some questions about the time. That's always going to be difficult. There's never going to be a right time, but we can always look at that if you have concerns about the time. But again, we had a resource fair today, and providing outreach programs and services for our citizens that might need those services. We also had a job fair that's ongoing right now, I think. The job fair goes through this afternoon, and I'm not sure the total number of agencies there, but it should be in the chat here in a little bit. But once again, the job fair is a great tool for those looking or seeking employment. Information, just go up there right now. They are doing hiring on the spot, so you might get an interview in right there on the spot and get you a job and hope you start next week. So another great tool for our citizens. So if you can attend, please attend. And once again, back to those outreach programs, they really need volunteers. So if you can volunteer or have the time to volunteer, please reach out. All right. So last week we posted our roads and street priority list, and I want to take a few seconds to talk about that. If I got any questions, I'll answer those questions. So when I first got here, we had a list, and there was no science and no data to it. You know, it's difficult to explain a list when it's not backed by any facts. And what I was charged to do by the commission was to create a way to prioritize the roads, and then we will use the application to get the roads and streets done. So what we did, the team got together. We got with our engineering branch team, and they created a program called robotics. For those who have been here and been following our meetings, you know that we ran that robotics program live, doing multiple meetings to explain how it works, how it sets the core samples, how it gets a visualization of the streets, and how it ranks the streets and roads. And we talked about it numerous times prior to actually putting out the list. And then what we did beyond that, we added what we call GDOT data. And the GDOT data is a calculation of how many times or how many customers use that particular street. We combine those two data inputs, creating a 70-30 split, and that's our list. So what this does, this list, is it allows us to start on the worst roads first. That means the roads that are in the worst conditions, and we start there because they're going to be the most expensive. And then over time, work our way down to our better roads. Again, for those who have been following the commission meetings, I've always said this was a 10-year plan as far as getting done. We have a lot of roads. Actually, we have over 450 roads that need to be done. So what I did this time, I only put up the next 100 that's in the chute versus put that whole list up because it is quite extensive. But it is a long-term plan. It will take some time. The roads didn't get here this way overnight. They've been bad for quite some time. But we're really trying to address it right now. But we're trying to use it with data and science, so there's no emotions tied to it. There's no favoritism tied to it. If you look at the list, it doesn't have ditches beside it. It's just going by the worst road and working its way down. So if you have any questions about that, because I don't want to spend too much time on that particular topic right now, come by City Hall. I'm free to sit down with you. I can show you the entire list. I can walk you through the robotics program, the best plan to you. I can pull the GDOT data, and you'll see that as well. Because we want to be transparent as possible for those that may have questions about their roads. with that, I understand that, of course, the road you use the most is going to be the most important road to you. And I recognize that, because that's the road you travel. You travel the most. But with this, this is the city's list, not necessarily a district or a group of citizens or whatever. This is the city's list, all 400 and I think it's 58 roads, in that format and prioritized. So again, if you got some questions about that, just stop by and see us, and we'll gladly explain to you the whole program. The dirt roads. So also, if you look on our website, you're gonna see the paved roads, that prioritized list, and then you're gonna see below it, you're gonna see the dirt roads. So the dirt roads, that's separate. That was a mandate in the SPLOST 2023, that the then commission and you voted on to get all the dirt roads resurfaced. So that's what we're doing now. That list is not in any prioritization because the mandate is to do all the roads. So I think it's 44 roads on there, and some of those are currently being worked. But we do have the funding. It's coming out of SPLOST 2023, and we're going to be aggressive with this schedule on these roads. My goal is to have all the dirt roads paved by mid-year next year or right after that. So hopefully you'll see that, and you can appreciate that. But there are two separate lists, and again, the dirt road list is not ordered in any priority. You're going to see the roads that have been completed, the ones that have design has been done, the ones next in the chute, and the rest of the roads. So, but they will be completed sometime next year. That's the goal. And to answer that question, I saw some comments about some previous discussions on roads, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. All I know is what I know right now. And when I got here, we didn't have any way to justify how we were doing the road maintenance. We have one now. So I'm going from 2023 when I got here as far as how these roads get paid. And again, they're not prioritized by any district or anything like that. It's about the worst roads first and working our way down from there. And last thing, I've been going around, and we're probably going to have this on the agenda. I just want to reinforce the use of the app. It's going to always be your fastest way to get something resolved. You can just, it's geotag, type issue in, hit the department, and just send. If you do it this way, you'll get immediate feedback, and you'll be in the loop of any changes. If you just call up here, or you catch me out here, walking around, you might not get the same feedback. The app is going to be your fastest and most reliable way to get done what you need to get done. So again, I encourage you to go ahead, download that app, get familiar with it, and use it for your day-to-day concerns and issues. And you'll see once you use it how smooth things can be. So that's all I really had today. And I'll go over this one more time for anybody that came in late. And then I'll stay around for a few questions. If we don't have any questions, then we'll cut it kind of short today. So, and I see one question in there about mosquito spraying. We did put out the schedule last week, and I think it's on the I think it's still up right now. It is 4 zones. I think Satilla Bluff is in. It's in. I want to say it's in zone 1, and it's in zone 1. So I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it. To be honest, I haven't looked at the zone today, but they will get to it. And I need to say this too now. We can't spray everybody's location every week. It's almost impossible. So I don't know the actual turnaround time for each area. What I'll do, I'll get with my team and once again look at the frequency from there, and then we'll kind of figure that out on the frequency of doing the spraying. Okay, can a city cut a lot since they can't locate the owner? It is illegal for us to go on private property, regardless if we know the owner or not know the owner. This kind of goes back to our blighted conversation. Our blighted conversation situation, and once again, being transparent, it's a lot. It's a lot. So back to scheduling, what we did was we have a benchmark that signifies how many hours of grass our maintenance people can cut during the week, or 8 hours a day and during the week. Anything over that, and that's going to be extra. And we just don't have the staff right now to cut those abandoned properties. I know everybody wants to do that, but right now, and I actually just had a meeting before I came down there. We're talking about almost 2,000 abandoned properties. Um, if we did that, we could not cut the parks routine like y'all need us to do. We could not conduct canal maintenance like y'all need us to do, and maintain our own right of way. So that's the very difficult thing to do. Um, I'm looking at other ways to kind of figure this out on how to better manage that, but it's going to take some time, and I just ask for your patience on that um, as we navigate a better way to do it. Um, okay. Yeah, I see these questions been answered already. I just kind of caught up on my screen. But like I said, we're trying our best, but that's a difficult task. And then you're talking about years and years of overgrowth. It's going to be hard to get that done like this year or next year. It's going to take some time, but we are working a plan. And if you've been watching the commission meetings, my first goal was to do a proper inventory. Right now, we're taking a certain segment of the city and just taking a hard look at all those properties and see how to prioritize them. Um, do they have owners? Are they on a tax record? Have they paid taxes? And then from there, we're gonna group all those and then kind of as a test pilot determine what can we do from there. Um, can we put more liens on the property? Can we increase the fines? How can we contact the owner? So we're gonna try to just kind of start first with an inventory, and then exhaust all our known powers we have right now, and then from there, once we exhausted all those means, we're gonna try to figure out what we can do next. And that's all I can really say on that right now. But just know that we're trying. All right. So again, I'll start over real fast for those who might just kind of chime in. Once again, Red Cross family, we ask you to slow down on our streets and roads. It can be quite dangerous if you're not paying attention. So please slow down. Again, on the fire department, well, we're having uptaking fires, house fires. So again, um, look at the data. Most of these house fires are because the alarms or the smoke detectors did not work. That's a free service to citizens. Just call the fire department and tell them to come inspect your home. And in most cases, they replace your smoke detectors and install them for you. So call. That's a very important call that we need citizens to try to make. Back to the traveling again. Everybody's not familiar with the city of Waycross. So you gotta be aware of that when you're going through stop signs and lights and all those intersections that might have blind spots. Just be aware everybody's not from here, so they might not know how things typically work. And again, slow down. And then with the weather, we've done a lot of storm prep series videos. We did two. The goal is to do two more, just to kind of summarize everything else. But we're asking all citizens to go ahead and prepare now, as best you can. Review back to those videos. They're on our YouTube channel, still on Facebook. The main thing, get prepared. Get your gas. Get your fuel right now. Get your batteries right now. Get your water right now. Get some canned goods right now, because we never know what's going to happen here from day to day. I kind of talked about Silly Boulevard and what we're trying to do to mitigate that. So again, I'm going to reach out to all the trucks that offload into the plant, and we're going to mandate that they use Plant Avenue whenever possible to offload and on their materials that they bring to the water waste treatment plant. And then we're going to increase police presence out there. And for those trucks that break the weight limit and the axle limit, they'll get tickets. And we'll keep doing that until the message is sent. But I want to get those companies 45 days to kind of know the change in policy. That way they can adapt. I mentioned the resource fair and job fair going on right now. So if you got time to go to the city auditorium, they'll be able to this afternoon. Just a lot of resources for outreach programs and just jobs. So if you got a chance, take it out. One of the main things being there is they need volunteers. So if you can volunteer, please volunteer. And then next to last, I talked about the roles list. Again, we prioritize our roles by a robotics program and GDOT data. It's no personalization. It's not based off districts. It's based off of worst roles first, and that's what the focus is. Uh, and again, it's about a 5-10 year plan. We have over 450 roles that need work, and we're gonna try to cut that number down as best we can each year. Dirt roads, totally separate from the paid roads. If you look on our website, and the funding for that is in the SPLOST 2023, and our goal is to have all those dirt roads resurfaced by sometime mid to late next year. And then last thing, before I look at the comments here, just the app. I want to highlight the app again. Most of your questions and concerns can be met by the app, and they'll probably be done faster using the app. So I want to push this again. Download the app today, and then get yourself familiar with it, and then use it for your routine calls on trash, scheduling. Uh, if you need pet control, anything, it's on the app, and you'll get much faster response by doing that than any other way. All right. So I don't see too many new questions on here. I'm just gonna read real fast, and then I'm gonna check my phone. I see 2 texts come in, and let me check the phone real fast. One more came up. Okay. All right, my screen's moving a little bit. Let me refresh it. Hopefully, I catch it. Okay. All right. So it says, what about people who are not tech savvy? What we're gonna do? I think the next meeting, we're gonna do a tutorial for how to use the app, and hopefully that helps out for those that might need a little assistance on how using the app. Let me go back and say one thing. So our phone lines are still open. I'm just trying to give you answers on how to get a faster response as far as getting your requirements met. But the phone's still open, and we also have a distribution list. And the distribution list kind of goes into depth on our requirements and resources and things of nature too. So sign up for that. I think that list on the first part of the web page, you'll see the email. Sign for that, and you'll get the same information. But I don't know. We've been discussing our communications here since I've been here, and I know I use Facebook. We use Facebook a lot. It's communication. The app is a means of communication. Of course, our phones, our meetings, other social media, and of course, telephone. So I'm not sure how else we could communicate. We are. I forgot to mention this earlier. We are looking at some type of mass notification as far as a siren, but at the same time, we are asking you to download that Code Red program for storm updates or any type of storm app, because what we're finding right now, a lot of people just don't know, and it's evident by the last couple of months. These storms can come in at any point in time and be on top of us. So download that Code Red app. It's a good app. It's a simple app, but it will keep you informed. And then I would just say, I don't want to make everybody has different levels of understanding. The app isn't complicated. It's not complicated. I think once everybody watches the tutorial, you'll see how easy the app is to use. It's just 2 buttons. You come upon a problem, you push the community improvement. It takes you to that slide, type in the issue, and it's over. It gets routed to that community improvement department. So, but And with that said, if you got some creative ideas for us to talk to folks that's less savvy, then let me know. I think I've exhausted all means up here, but we want to make sure our communication is effective and they're reaching out as best we can. So I'm open to any suggestions. I know somebody mentioned the other day about the news. Right now, we don't have the resources or the funding to do like a full-fledged news channel. And with the paper, I don't control the paper on their frequency, but like most businesses, they did experience some revenue issues after COVID. They just haven't really bounced back. Um, so those two, I don't think that will ever kind of get back to where it was prior to COVID. Definitely not TV station, but we try to use our YouTube channel sort of like a TV station. So we upload all the videos there. They will always be there for you to kind of come back on and just look up whatever meeting you missed or information you didn't get. So that's always going to be there. But again, we don't have all the ideas. So if you got anybody out there who knows maybe a different way to communicate to our people less tech savvy or some of our more elderly citizens, please let us know because we want to make sure that we get information out to everybody. All right, got a text coming in. I'm gonna look at it real quick here. Just okay. So with the trucks coming down on City Boulevard, so these are trucks that offload materials into our water waste treatment plant. And if you look at our budget, you'll see a portion on there uh, where it talks about how much that line item is, and that routinely brings in about $1 million a year from us disposing of their waste. Um, and that's a whole separate conversation. So it's not toxic waste like that, but it is waste. So it needs to be treated. So I will say that. Um, there are not a lot of options for that to come any other way except for us figuring out how to get them to come down plant. Um, so we're gonna try that first. Like I say, we have, for the most part, we have communication with all those trucks. Every now and then, it might be a new truck trying to pass through there to beat the train or traffic or something, not associated with offloading into the plant. So that's gonna be a different situation. But everybody else, I feel like over the next 45 days, once we explain to them, our issues with them, using those the weight of those trucks on our roads, they'll understand. And then them coming all the way down Highway 1 to plant, it seemed like more time, but we kind of mapped it out. It's not more time. It's actually shorter that way because you only have those two right turns to make, to get from plant, to get on plant, and to get off plant versus going down to the neighborhood with multiple stop signs and stoplights and sharp left turns. So I think once we have this conversation with those truck drivers, they will appreciate it. They will fully understand, and that should lighten the amount of trucks that's coming through City Boulevard, that City Boulevard area. So, do we have any other questions? And my screen a little bit slow, so it might pop up after the fact. Let me refresh it. That's it. Okay. So hey, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. If anybody got a question to ask, I'll probably sign off here at 1:40. Again, and as I said up front, we want to send our blessings and our continued prayers and strength to all those families that have been adversely affected over the last 2 months. We've had the city of Red Cross has had a lot to deal with. We've had multiple shootings. Um, we had some storm-related deaths. We had some accident-related deaths, and I know it's been a lot. So we know everybody's going through it right now. Just financially in some situations where everything's still being kind of high price. So, we're trying to do our best to support from our will, but um, that's gonna be difficult to do in some cases that the city can't do certain things legally. But we can send our prayers, and we do send our prayers. And we just ask that you watch out for each other, definitely on the roads and highways, in our parks, in our streets. Um, we got some other things coming up here in the near future, for some of our youth. I should have mentioned this earlier. Our parks are on schedule to be completed by next month, some time frame. So we are looking to do that kickball league, to do the softball league, flag football, the basketball league. All the courts are being resurfaced. Um, we got game nights coming up as far as Dungeons and Dragons and other board games. So we're looking forward to that. We got some chess competitions coming up for those that play chess. That's coming up. And if you could think of anything else that we can do to better maximize the time of our youth population, then we'll try our best to do it. I know we have some questions about a skateboard park and a few other things. We are looking into that, but I want to I want to level expectation that might be something we can't do, but we are looking into it. Um, so hopefully, as we add events on, we picking back up first Friday as far as events for families to do. Hopefully, everybody can get out and partake in those first Fridays. Um, we're just trying to do our best right now to occupy that space that sometimes get filled by negative forces, which affect the community. But we're trying our best. So uh, it is 1:40. I don't see any other questions with that. I want to say thank you very much, and everybody be safe today. Have fun down that hot weather, but take precautions and prep as best you can right now for the storms. If you have any problems or concerns, use the app, call, make appointments, attend meetings, or talk to us in the street because it's our job to provide you the best quality service that we can as your city, and that's our goal, and we maintain to sustain that goal. And with that, I wish you well. Everybody have a great day.